She was the first American-born saint, a woman of deep faith, courage, and compassion. Her journey from sorrow to sainthood still inspires millions. This is the story of Saint Elizabeth Ann Seton. Stay with us until the end. And don't forget to comment your thoughts and subscribe to the channel for more. Elizabeth Ann Bailey was born on August 28, 1774, in New York City. Her family was wealthy, respected, and deeply involved in American society. But her childhood was marked by sorrow. Her mother died when Elizabeth was just 3 years old. This loss wounded her deeply, but also opened her heart to God. Even as a child, she found comfort in prayer and in quiet reflection. Elizabeth grew up gentle, sensitive, and thoughtful. She loved reading books, especially the Bible. Nature became her place of peace. She would often walk alone, speaking to God in her heart. Her stepmother taught her compassion and the importance of helping the poor. From an early age, Elizabeth was drawn to God and to a life of meaning beyond wealth. At age 19, Elizabeth married William Seton, a wealthy merchant from a respected family. They were deeply in love and had 5 children together. Elizabeth embraced motherhood with care and devotion. The early years of her marriage were filled with happiness. She was admired in New York society, a beautiful, intelligent woman with grace and kindness, but life would soon change. William's business began to suffer. He lost ships, money, and partners. Worse still, he became seriously ill with tuberculosis. In search of healing, Elizabeth and William traveled to Italy in 1803. They hoped the warm climate would help. But just weeks after arriving, William died. Elizabeth, now a widow, was alone in a foreign land with her young daughter. In Italy, Elizabeth stayed with the Felici family, devout Catholics who welcomed her with love. She was moved by their deep faith, their reverence for the Eucharist, and their trust in God through suffering. She began to attend Mass, read Catholic writings, and reflect deeply. The seeds of her conversion were planted in a time of grief. God was calling her closer. Elizabeth returned to New York, but she was no longer the same. Her heart had been touched by the Catholic faith. She read the lives of the saints, studied church teachings, and felt drawn to the Eucharist. But her decision to convert was not easy. Many friends turned away, and her family was shocked. Still, she followed the call of God. In March of 1805, Elizabeth entered the Catholic Church. It was a bold decision, especially for a woman of her status. She lost friends, social support, and financial help. But her heart was at peace. She had found truth, and she would not turn back. Christ in the Eucharist was now the center of her life. After her conversion, Elizabeth faced great hardship. She was a widow with 5 children to raise alone. She struggled to find income. Some families refused to help her because of her new faith. Yet, she never gave up. She trusted in God's providence, even when everything seemed uncertain. To support her family, Elizabeth began teaching. She opened a small boarding school for girls in New York. She taught reading, writing, and religious values, but many parents withdrew their daughters when they discovered Elizabeth was Catholic. Despite rejection, she continued. Her mission was just beginning. In 1808, Father Louis Dubourg invited Elizabeth to Emmitsburg, Maryland. There she could open a school for Catholic girls and live out her faith freely. She accepted the call. With her children, she moved to the countryside to begin again in service to God. In 1809, Elizabeth opened a free Catholic school for girls in Emmitsburg. It was the first of its kind in the United States. She taught with joy, discipline, and deep love for each student. Her work laid the foundation for Catholic education in America. Later that same year, Elizabeth founded a new community, the Sisters of Charity of St. Joseph's, inspired by the Daughters of Charity in France. Her sisters took simple vows and lived in service. They taught, they prayed, and they cared for the poor. Elizabeth became known as Mother Seton. Mother Seton's life was marked by deep devotion. She rose early for prayer, led her community with grace, and embraced every sacrifice with trust in God. She lived simply, served faithfully, and led with love. Her heart belonged fully to Jesus. Though her ministry flourished, Elizabeth's personal life was full of pain. Two of her beloved daughters, Anna Maria and Rebecca, died young. She suffered greatly, but never lost her faith. Each loss she offered to God as a silent prayer. Elizabeth taught her sisters to love without limits. She wrote spiritual reflections, encouraged trust in divine providence, and guided the women under her care with patience and wisdom. She became a spiritual mother, not only to her children, but to a growing community. Years of service and deep grief weighed on her body. Elizabeth's health began to fail. She suffered from tuberculosis, the same illness that took her husband, but she bore the pain with peace, offering every moment to God. As death approached, Elizabeth remained calm. She smiled, prayed with her sisters, and offered words of comfort to those around her. She said, "Be children of the Church." On January 4th, 1821, she passed away peacefully at the age of 46. After her death, the Sisters of Charity continued her work. They opened schools, orphanages, and hospitals across the United States. Mother Seton's vision became a movement. Her spirit lived on in every act of love and service. People who knew Elizabeth remembered her warmth, her strength, and her deep holiness. Letters, journals, and stories spread her legacy. She became a symbol of Catholic faith in America and a beacon of light for future generations. In the years that followed, many miracles were reported. Through her intercession, people prayed to her and found healing and hope. The Church began the process of examining her life, and her sanctity was undeniable. On September 14, 1975, Pope Paul VI canonized her. In Rome, Saint Elizabeth Ann Seton became the first American-born citizen to be declared a saint. It was a moment of joy for the whole Church, especially in the United States. Saint Elizabeth is a saint for mothers, for widows, for teachers, and for converts. She shows us that holiness is not about comfort, but about faithfulness. She lived a real life with real struggles and real grace. The Eucharist was the center of her life. She believed deeply in the presence of Christ in the Blessed Sacrament, even when she faced rejection, poverty, and sickness. She found strength at the altar. Elizabeth teaches us to trust God in every season, to serve with joy even when we suffer, to never give up on others or on ourselves. She reminds us holiness is possible right where we are. Today, schools, churches, and hospitals carry her name. Her sisters still serve. Her story still touches hearts. And her legacy continues, not just in buildings, but in every life, changed by her example. Elizabeth gave everything to the Lord: her money, her comfort, her family, even her suffering. And in return, God gave her peace, purpose, and sainthood. She truly lived as a daughter of the Church. Thank you for joining us in the story of Saint Elizabeth Ann Seton. May her courage and love for God inspire your journey today. Leave a comment below and tell us what moved you most. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories of faith.